What am I spiritually bypassing? It's a question I've asked myself quite seriously recently, despite it being perhaps a new age buzzword. And actually, something I would invite any person in the so-called conscious community to really ask of themselves is, what am I spiritually bypassing? Or said in another way, what part of myself that might be young or wounded or in the shadow am I using spiritual language and conscious jargon or lifestyle choices to avoid addressing? And this video is long overdue. I've been riffing and joking and seriously looking at, with my clients and myself, the spiritual bypass, a notorious move in the conscious community. Anyone who's drank a green juice, gone to a yoga class, or drank plant medicine can attest to meeting people who are talking a big game. They're talking about their awakened kundalini. They're talking about helping humanity. They're talking about their conscious brand or business. But meanwhile, they're shitty to the waiter, or they're still littering with plastic bags, or they're really like disembodied on some way. And I can only talk about this because I've done it and I've been that, and I'm still uncovering parts of myself that are that and were that. So the spiritual bypass is a very sneaky technique for those of us who maybe were raised in traditional religion, in that kind of setting, who are finding out and awakening these parts of our spirituality, these parts of our infinite multidimensional selves. And along the way, things get lost. And so your 8-year-old self, who still has those deep emotional wounds of avoidant attachment or anxious attachment to mom and dad, or the 18-year-old part of yourself that went on that alcohol bender or had a heartbreak, or even the 20, 30, 40, doesn't matter, however old you are, where serious trauma happened to you or others, and you're trying to understand it. And so it's not wrong that you're doing it, and it's not that you're evil, but when we feel new parts of our psyche and our heart opening up, when I feel these new parts of me I'm meeting for the first time, it can be easy to bypass addressing the things on a very human level and talking to the Pleiadians, or channeling Jesus, or going to infinite goddess circles and cacao ceremonies to feel like I'm moving this energy. But at the end of the day, your partners, your business allies, your friends and community, your parents, they're gonna feel that there's actually, on the pillar of your being, there's a missing rung on that ladder, or a missing stone in the pillar, if you're following me here. And I'd love to invite the community, anyone watching this, to tune in and comment with, what does spiritual bypassing mean to you? Have you seen it in yourself, first of all, and then in others, most likely? Because it's easier to see these things in other people than it is in ourselves, right? And this is spurred because recently, being here in Bali's beautiful energetic vortex and doing this work, doing the coaching work, launching my retreat, and being in a community of high-powered conscious entrepreneurs and healers and consultants and priests and magical people, it's like Hogwarts. I realize how much that this is a part of the community, especially in the West. It's a part of every community, but us in the West, because of the privilege and economy and the way we were raised, and because of the scientific rational tradition and position in the mind, I imagine it's a little more accentuated. It's also my culture that I was raised in, so I can see it the most clearly. And this is a very sneaky thing, and I think the places it shows up the most, this is my opinion, are in intimate relationships and in all the different things around that, sexuality and romance. It shows up in business and money. So your conscious brand, your business, your practices, how sustainable you are, etc., integrity. And then it shows up in teaching and like sharing ideas, whether it's about God or consciousness or the path or diet, any kind of teaching, you can watch for this. And so I'm just inviting you into the inquiry, because I've been doing it and I'm realizing wow, there's a lot of shit I'm not aware of, and that I was bypassing by outsmarting myself. I was being really clever with myself. Like, wow, I'm a yogi. I'm a nutrition geek. I'm a high performance coach. I get personal development. And yet these little things slip under the surface of like my entitlement and my arrogance and my inability to meet parts of myself that are young and emotionally intense because they're uncomfortable. And hiding in spiritual language or hiding in my practices instead of facing them full on. And at some point, I face them full on, and it's freaking intense, and it feels like dying, and it feels like my identity is being challenged, and is this ever going to end? And it does. So the good news is that you have supportive community, and most of all, you have support of your own inner being and instinct and intuition to guide you through these places where, yeah, there may be some misalignments. And I think this is a big conversation in the conscious community, and you know who you are. I mean, a lot of the people I feel like on social media, we're in an echo chamber. So there's a lot of people that might see this video and, you know, immediately know what I'm talking about. And I'm speaking to those people now. So if this is beneficial to you, I would love to see your comment and hear from you. I'd love for you to share this video with your tribe if it's really resonating, and, you know, tag someone who could hear this message and receive some transmission from it. That's really my intention here. This is KO. Love y'all. Stay in integrity, stay true, and know that the pathless path resides inside of you. I'm out.